All right, people, Mr. Right here with Trumpet Lesson 5, where you see the open G fingering right there, that we're going to be playing just the open G the whole time for this whole lesson. So you don't have to worry about different pitches or changing valves or anything. This first note that you'll see here is a whole note. Think of it as your standard note. It takes 4 beats in this time signature, so it's going to also take up the whole measure. And it's followed by this little dash right here that looks like a little hockey puck there, but that's a whole note rest. And notice that it also takes up the whole measure. So you've got a whole note that takes 4 beats of sound, a whole note rest that takes up 4 beats of silence. So we'll go back and forth in this little exercise right here. So let's try number 1, and I have my metronome here set at 90 beats per minute instead of 80, just to move things along a little bit faster. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's that. And we start each note with a tongue, of course, and I'm keeping my lips firm up against my teeth. I don't want to be bulging out. When you puff your cheeks out like that, the only way you can go for higher notes is to pinch your lips together or use pressure of the mouthpiece. And you get this sputtering, nasty sound, and it's just bad. So we don't want to do that. You're just going to firm up your lips up against the teeth so that your lips become hard. All this, especially under the lips, under the mouth, the chin area, needs to be nice and hard and firm. But you want to begin each note with the tongue, and you also want to have a thumb distance or a pinky distance of between your teeth, like so, and your lips spread apart. If I were to pull the mouthpiece away from my mouth after I'm playing, there's a space there, okay? And also the inside of my mouth is open as well. I drop my tongue. It's like a yawning sensation to have this open, rich sound. And you don't want to move your jaw. If you move your jaw while you're playing, you're going to get this chewing sound that would be very, it's be twat, 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 and be kind of nasty to listen to. So you always want to leave your jaw still no matter what instrument you're playing, as far as brass and woodwinds go. All right, so now we have these half notes in exercise number 2. They're half as long as a whole note. And instead of getting 4 beats, they only get 2 beats. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, then it's followed by a whole note rest, and then you do the same thing again. So let's try number 2 now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, if you ever get this, that's probably because you're not using your tongue. You want to go, use your tongue at the beginning of each one of these notes. Quarter notes. They're a quarter of the length of a whole note. That's what I call them, quarter notes. They only get 1 beat apiece in 4/4 time signature. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, very important not to move your jaw. Don't go dwa, dwa, dwa. Ew, don't do that, please. So here we go. Let's try number 3 here. Pretty simple right here. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. All right. And then number 4. Excuse me. Number 4, it's a little mix up of all 3 right here. You got quarter notes for 1 beat apiece, and you got half notes for 2 beats apiece. Sorry. And then a whole note for 4 beats. All right. So let's try this one. Number 4. 1, 2, 3. All right. And notice I didn't take breaths everywhere. I didn't go ta, 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 ta. You don't want to hyperventilate. And that's, you don't normally speak. When I use a sentence, I don't go, hello, everybody. How are you doing? Allergies. And then number 5 on the next page, we got open G and then some quarter notes, and it's just kind of a different little mix up of the different note values. Note values is how long you hold it. The pitch is how high or low it is on the staff. So let's try number 5 here. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Right. And then these, all this is right here. This is a half note rest. You've got a whole note rest. And notice where this is at. It's sitting on top of the 3rd line from the top, whereas a whole note rest, let's see if I can find, here's one. It's hanging from underneath the 2nd one. Now you don't really have to remember which one is which, because all you got to do is when you look at the measure, you say, it's taking up the whole measure. It must be a whole note rest. And then when you get down here, you see this half note rest. Wow, it's only taking up half the measure. So if it's a dash, it's either going to be a whole note rest or a half note rest. So you don't really need to know exactly where it's sitting at on the staff. So number 6 there. So we have a half note rest, or ta, rest, rest, ta, rest, rest. Okay. Then we mix it up a little bit. Number 6. And 1, 2, 3. All right, then number 7, just more combinations here. And the idea is that you need to count in your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You kind of need to feel it in your heart too, like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. If you have a conductor, a band director, orchestra director, when they're hitting that downbeat, you don't want to be getting to the next measure before they get there. Number 8, we're going to go ta, and these are quarter note rests. Notice that little squiggly thing? It kind of looks like somebody's hand going shh, right? So like a side view silhouette. So that's a quarter note rest. It only lasts 1 beat or 1/4 of the measure. So ta, rest, ta, rest, ta, 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 rest. So let's try number 8 now. Ready? And 1, 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's just keep going on number 9. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Rest. Number 10. And ready. Two, 3. 2, 3. All right. Notice I just keep that air flowing. You don't maybe just keep it. It's like a constant airflow that's just coming from the diaphragm, being pumped from the diaphragm. And I'm just interrupting that airstream with the tongue going like that. So hopefully that will get you started on lesson 5.